Hi guys, I'll get straight to the point. If you're looking for a voucher or a discount code, or coupon code as some people call it, for Hostgator, look in the description. There's a link that will take you to Hostgator and that should apply the code. So that's in the description. Click that if you want to get the discount. The second part of this video is a review and also just a quick guide about the different types of hosting available on Hostgator. I decided to do that because I think a lot of people don't understand what kind of plan they need or even what type of hosting they need, which is, a lot of people just starting out, and it is kind of confusing, so I'm going to try and clear it up as quick as I can. So if you follow the link and you click on web hosting, when you get to Hostgator you get this page. So these are their three beginner packages. So really all you really need to know for these three is there's one main difference, and that is, can you host one domain or multiple domains? You can see in this 396 plan, the smallest one, you can only host one domain, and the next one up you can host unlimited. The rest of the stuff is kind of the same. You can have unlimited disk space, unlimited bandwidth. On the business plan, they've got listed here private IP address. If you don't know what that is, then you probably don't need it. They have toll-free technical support. On that, I don't think you really need it, because they have an online chat on hostgator.com where you can talk to someone straight away, or even email support is pretty good. You can usually get a reply to a question in about an hour at the most, so I really don't think it's worth the extra for that. But this middle one is the one I recommend to most people. If you click on the link here down here, just to compare some of the different features, you get this little pop-up. You can see here the main things. Unlimited disk space and bandwidth is the same. A lot of the rest of this other stuff is the same too. Stuff like add-on domains, FTP counts, email is all the same, and this too. There's a lot of technical stuff in here as well, which people new to building websites might not understand. I'm not going to go over a lot of this because, to be honest, you don't need to know, but I am going to go through one of the main things that people are interested in, and that is how you can set up a website, or specifically a WordPress blog really quickly. A lot of people assume or associate building a website with technical knowledge in terms of programming and graphic design, and I'm going to show you how you can set up a brand new custom website in a couple of minutes and with a few clicks. So Hostgator have a program called cPanel, which is like their control panel for your website. You can manage lots of different things. This is the control panel here. So you can see there's lots of stuff. To be honest, most of these things you'll never use. I don't, but some what you will, like email accounts, setting up email accounts, maybe even looking at how much disk space you have left and bandwidth. But one of the main things you're going to look at is the quick install. The quick install allows you to install sorry, I'll just make this a little bit bigger. My screen resolution is a little small, so hopefully you can see this now. This is the quick install, and these are all the pieces of software that you can run on Hostgator. And when I say run on Hostgator, I mean you can install with just a few clicks. Some of them you probably won't have heard of, some of them you might. WordPress is the biggest blogging engine on the web. It's actually probably the most used CMS on the web. Most people use it for blogs, but you can actually have WordPress blogs that look like websites. They don't have posts in order. And the great thing is it's free, but also a lot of the plugins that you use on it are free as well, which is great. As you can tell, I'm not into paying a lot of money for things. So how hard is it to install this? Well, I'm going to show you right now. This is the demo account on WordPress, on Hostgator, so it won't go entirely through the process, but you can do this as well if you want to check it out. You click on WordPress, which is from the list here of all the different pieces of software you can install. Hit continue. So here it's asking me where I want to install it. If this was a real site, it would be my domain name or website name here. You give it your email address, my blog title, my username, if I could spell, I'll just use the same thing again, and hit install now. And within about 30 seconds you'll see the software installing, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to know about databases, you don't have to know about programming languages. It just installs, and you can be using it and actually adding content to your website in just a few minutes, which I think is pretty amazing, because I do remember the days where you had to understand how these pieces of software actually worked. A few other most commonly used softwares like Drupal or Joomla is really popular. PHP Nuke, Plague is like a bookmarking site. There's tons of stuff, and also e-commerce. If you wanted to set up to sell stuff online, you don't need to pay someone to create, the whole setup of your store. You can these CMSs here like ZenCart or Sugar CRM, they can be up and running in minutes, and the great thing is they're tested and we know that they work. Thousands and thousands of people are using them, and it's a great way of getting up and running and selling stuff online without paying thousands. There's tons of different software in here that they have just ready to go with a click of a button. So I'm not saying that's all you need for like a successful web business, but it's one of the it's one of the most important parts, just getting up and running without any like technical problems. There's not going to be any errors or anything with installing these pieces of software, because the fields you have to give it are so simple. It's just basic things like your name and what you want it to be called. Of course, once you get the software installed, like a lot of there's lots of more detailed options, but that first hurdle is taken care of by Hostgator, and all at a pretty reasonable price for just like $6.36, whatever that is in your local currency. You can be up and running, and the great thing is they're really reliable, which is important. If you have a site that does become successful, especially an e-commerce site, and it's down or there's problems, that's going to cost you money, so you don't want that. But if you want to save some money, then again, click on that link in the description. It'll take you to Hostgator, and hopefully you'll get a plan that suits you. If you have any questions about Hostgator, or even just some general web design or questions about running a business online, put them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. That's all for now. Thanks. Bye.